Francisco.
I'm John.
Nice to meet you, John.
Do you think we actually live on a globe?
A globe. Yeah. We live in a globe. Yeah. I mean, I'm from kind of science background.
Oh, excellent.
It's like, yeah, I think we live in a globe. Yeah.
And can I ask you why you think that?
Well, I think that because what I studied for, like with what people they teach me, and
Sorry, what did you study?
brewing and distilling.
All right. Yes.
But my background is food science and engineering.
How do you know we live in a globe?
Well, because like if we travel around the world, it will be like in a circle.
That's true. Yes.
And I mean, you cannot see the horizon because it goes down it does like a ball. you cannot see like the other way, and like once we don't have squares in the world. I mean, should be a globe.
So you're going on your natural observations then? Are you?
Yeah.
But what if I said to you that you could, if you had a disc and the Earth was flat, you could still go around the world, couldn't you? You could circumnavigate around a disc.
Yeah, but the thing is, I'll go in any direction, I'll return to the same place. If I go straight, I'll return to the same place. I'll guess so.
Yeah.
I never tried.
You never tried. So how could you be sure you're going straight and not just slightly readjusting by going either east to west?
Yeah, well, I'm not sure.
Like following a compass or something?
Yeah, for following compass for sure. Yeah.
So have you actually seen the curve on the horizon?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Well, I never saw the curve. I felt the perception of like being like a curve.
Yeah. Do you think that might be partly due to how we're socially conditioned all our life about a curve? So when we actually go to the horizon, we're sort of imagining a curve, but in reality, there's no evidence of a curve.
Yeah.
I would say there is no evidence of a curve, and if you look at some ships on the horizon that you think are going out of sight, going over the horizon, if you just use a zoom camera or a telescope and they come back into view and you can see the bottom of the boats.
Yeah.
And
that's true.
Also, let's say we're out in front of you is a horizon and you're imagining a curve, okay, because we're on a ball apparently, but then also to your left and to your right and behind you should also be a curve, shouldn't there?
Yeah.
Well, if you're on a ball.
Yeah.
Because the physics of a ball is that it curves in all directions.
Yeah.
So
that's why I think we are in the globe.
yeah, but is there any evidence of the horizon in all four directions curving?
Well, not here in floor in land, but maybe in the air when you are flying. Or
have you ever seen the curve from when you're flying?
Well, I saw the horizon once I was flying, and then like kind of like I don't know, like, how do I explain? Like goes like some look to be like something like over that horizon. After that horizon.
But there seems to be a lack of evidence, a lack of photographic evidence and video evidence of actual curves. And I mean, I've flown quite high, up to 25,000 feet. I've also paraglided myself, and I've never seen a curvature of the Earth. In fact, there's little evidence to suggest there is any curvature anywhere. But we're told that. All our lives we're taught that there is a curvature, and we live in a ball, but yet, where is this curvature? That's why the channel, my French channel, is called Beyond Imaginary Curve.
Yeah.
Because we're looking for it. We're looking for some evidence.
All right.
And we have many people coming on the channel. We're asking for evidence to prove that we live in a ball.
So, like, you are trying to ask or to put in question all those images that we have from Earth. All right.
Do you believe they're actually photographs?
Well, I'm not sure. I cannot say. I cannot say that.
Well, that's an honest answer. Yeah,
The majority of people believe that,
absolutely.
and I also like to believe. Well, but I don't know. Like,
But-
I've never been up there.
But you talked about a science background. You're using the word belief to I believe they're real photographs, but that's not actually scientific, is it? That's a faith, a belief. But you don't have any actual primary evidence.
There's a faith in the belief on the scientists that when the
Yeah, but-
took those
Yeah, but
photographs.
you and I as well, if we're accepting that. But excuse me, Robert Simmons, who works for NASA, came out recently and said they're not photographs; they're composites. So they're made up. So they're not actually real photographs.
All right.
And if you study these images, like they present one, the blue marble shot every year of the Earth, but it's different each year. Like you have America, completely different size to the next year. So, they're obviously CGI, they're composites. So they're not actually photographs. So that's what I mean by saying there's a lack of evidence to prove that we're actually living on a ball. And now there's a huge movement now on the internet. People are asking questions. They don't believe they live in the ball, and they're going out and doing their own natural scientific observations and experiments, like using a telescope on the beach, saying, "Well, that boat's not going over the horizon. You think it's disappeared? Look, have a look through the telescope." And there it is. You can see the bottom of the boat.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, but for example, when you go in a plane
Yeah.
across like the Atlantic Ocean,
Yes.
you cannot see behind because behind is getting like down or like in the ball.
That's true. Yes. But let's just say
But maybe it's not a ball. Maybe it's like there's just like kind of spheric. I don't know.
Well, I think they say that it's a sphere shaped, but
yeah.
but now they're saying it's more pear shaped, which contradicts the images that were shown by NASA. But you're right in what you're saying. You can't see behind you. But let's say you're in a helicopter high up. A helicopter can just hover and rotate round. So we should be seeing evidence of a curve in a ball, but we don't see it anywhere. And people don't navigate between the poles; they only navigate going around between east and west.
Yeah.
So why have we not navigated between north and south?
I don't know. Exactly. I really don't know.
Perhaps because it's not a ball. See, perhaps it's a.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
And I don't know the exact percentage, but Earth is covered by 77% or 80% water.
Yeah.
Now, would you say water is flat? Would you describe water as being flat, like the oceans, the lakes?
Well, there are currents and
Yeah,
there are waves and
Yeah.
so isn't. I would say it's never flat. Looks flat because it's like a huge
Yeah.
mass of water.
What about the word level then? Would you say water's level?
Level.
Yeah.
What a level. Do you mean the what level of like?
Like it's not at an angle or it doesn't have any degrees. It's the same height, isn't it? Well, water's always level.
Yeah. Well, is it water level? For me, what I think about that is like an average of the level of water, like around all the coasts of
Yes.
the
Yeah.
oceans,
Yeah.
all the oceans.
Yeah.
And those average compared with years, we can see that it's increasing, or in some parts of the globe,
Yeah.
of the Earth. Yeah, but water level. I
But
mean,
it's not-
it's a complicated definition because it combines a lot of data.
But you wouldn't say it was on a slope, though, would you?
Sorry,
You wouldn't say it was on a slope.
a slope.
Would you say it was more level or more sloping? The oceans.
The oceans. I will say that it really depends. I cannot say. I think in like we try to define as like flat,
Yeah.
as you said.
Yeah. But you haven't witnessed any water at an angle or a level, have you?
Not so much.
No. So I think we can safely say that water is generally quite level in lakes and oceans around the world. And that makes up 77, nearly 80% of the world's surface, of the Earth's surface, sorry. So if the Earth's surface is about 80% level, flat, How could that be possible on a ball? Let's see.
Oh, because of gravity.
Ah, the magical word, gravity.
yeah, because of gravity. I'll say that because it's like I believe that maybe water is not flat in all the ocean, in all the earth, because there are also changes of gravity, and sometimes water is higher, like in average, or closer to the coast, or like in the middle of the ocean. I don't know. Yeah, but
Are you talking about different depths or different?
Not different
levels?
depths, different levels.
Right. Okay.
Like could be like this or like this.
Are you talking about the tides? The 2 tides per day?
No. I'm talking about like
All right.
in a hole,
Uh-huh.
in a whole mass of water. Can be like regions of the earth that with more like with a higher like mountains.
Yes, I mean I've heard that, but I haven't actually seen any evidence of that yet. But let's say you were looking at it on a lake, maybe there in northern Italy, Lake Como. I mean that's not going to be at different levels, is it? That's all on the same level.
Yeah, maybe because being a lake is not like the amount of water per area is lower than.
Right. I mean, it's great. Thanks very much for your honesty. Getting back to this gravity thing, do you have any? Do you have any examples of gravity in life? Have you ever seen any examples of gravity holding water to any shapes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. For example, like when you drop a drop of water
Uh-huh.
in a glass of water.
Yeah.
Like it shakes and from disturb and from waves.
Yeah, disturbs
and then just like down and steady.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
but
like with the balls, and we are the proof also of gravity. I'll say.
Yeah, but when the drop of water goes into it and disturbs the surface, but then it levels out again, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So have you got any examples in life where you can see that water is not level, and where gravity holds? Is there any way that that gravity holds water to an exterior of a shape? Like if I give you a ball or a cube, could you get water to stick to it and to stay around it?
Well, water has can create some connections, bonds between those molecules of water, and they can like stick to material itself.
Yeah, but that's
but it's not. Yeah, it's not. So
let's say you can have a ball with any material you like. Would you be able to have water flowing around it? Could you replicate that? Could you demonstrate that as a little working model with a ball with water flowing around it, using gravity or any other?
Well, maybe with some kind of energy from inside the ball, like trying to replicate the gravity of Earth.
Yeah. Do you know of any exercise that's ever done that, or?
No.
Well, I mean, we try to go on practical examples, and
but for example, like I don't know, like I never been in this space for example, the NASA tried to replicate the gravity.
Yeah, did they try? Did they succeed?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's called the theory of gravity for a reason. It's a theory, but it's never been proven. You know, the theory of gravity of holding vast oceans to a ball, that's never actually been proven. And like what we argue on the channel is, well, if they're claiming it's scientific, then it should be able to be demonstrable or repeatable, and it should be open to scrutiny, and we should be able to observe it. And you know, should be able to take a working model of a ball, put it in front of us here, a live audience with water on it, and we could film it. I would say, yeah, absolutely, empirical proof. I can believe in that now. But how can I be expected to believe that this magical spinning ball has got you and me underneath it and water flowing around it? I'm supposed to accept that and believe that without any any evidence backing that up. There's absolutely no evidence to show that that actually happens. Never mind proof. You know. But
Yeah, well, it's another topic.
it's a huge topic, but I think like me, I was told in school that I lived in a ball, and between now and then, I never really questioned that. I just accepted it, and presumably they told you as well. Oh, you stick to it because of gravity. Now, as a 5-year-old, I'm quite impressionable, and I've not developed my own critical thinking. So I said, okay, yes, okay. I go through life for 40, 50 odd years, and I thought, wait a minute, let's put my critical thinking here. A ball, water on it, flowing around it, and the atmosphere pressure system is next to a vacuum without any solid barrier.
I mean, it's hard to explain science itself. Like,
I believe a social condition made us accept that without any real evidence ourselves. It's all a belief, it's all a faith about space, gravity, gravitational pull. I've no experience of that. I can't observe it, I can't test it. There's no practical examples of it.
it's a theory.
Yeah, absolutely, it's a theory. It's an unproven theory, but yet everybody believes it. Interestingly, like if you look, no matter how far you look, you never see a building leaning backwards, do you?
No, because of the size of the building, compared with the size of the curve.
Yeah. Apparently, the curve is supposed to be 8 inches per mile squared. So you get to 3 miles, that's 32 inches drop. So over 20 miles, you shouldn't be able to see these buildings. They should be over the curve. But we see these buildings, and I sometimes climb these mountains in Scotland, and I can be on top of a mountain 3,000 feet high and see other mountains 200 miles away. You know, at the top of the mountain is telling you which mountain on the horizon is, and they're over 200 miles away. I shouldn't be able to see that on a curve. You know, there's just no evidence to curvature whatsoever. Anyway, so what do you think about all of what I've said to you? Do you think it's completely crazy, or do you think, well, I'll have to look into this, or just dismiss it and walk on by? What do you think?
No, it sounds crazy. Sounds crazy. But yeah, I think it's a subject to think about. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, do you think you'll go and have a look on YouTube or anywhere?
Yeah.
To check that out?
Yeah, I'm curious. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll check. Yeah.
And if it's okay with you, could we upload this to the channel?
Yeah. Sure.
There's a card of the channel we're on.
Thank you. Behind the imaginary curve.
And I should have it uploaded maybe by a week's time or something.
All right.
But Francesco, thanks very much for your time.
Welcome.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to
and
you.
Nice conversation. Yeah.